So my main focus is to keep people basically in their houses. I think a big part of homelessness is, there's a lot of factors involved, such as mental illnesses and drug addiction and things like that. But I think the housing market is one of the biggest reasons for homelessness. So my kind of the way I do things is to try to keep people in their houses from pre foreclosures to divorces to certain things like that.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Kesil. Today, I'm joined by someone I'm looking forward to chatting with, Dakota Taylor, who does creative financing in real estate. So excited to have you here today, Dakota.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, I think our listeners are going to take something away from how you're approaching your deals and networking and growing your business. So let's dive in.
Sure thing.
First off, for those who are not familiar with you and your work, can you share what your main focus is?
So my main focus is to keep people basically in their houses. I think a big part of homelessness is, there's a lot of factors involved, such as mental illnesses and drug addiction and things like that. But I think the housing market is one of the biggest reasons for homelessness. So my kind of the way I do things is to try to keep people in their houses from pre foreclosures to divorces to certain things like that.
Awesome. And how did you get started doing that?
So a couple of years ago, I was running a tiny house Airbnb, which no one really knew what Airbnb was at the time, not where I'm at anyway. And so people like really started to dig that, and it became like number one in 2 cities around me, which was very exciting. But then I was kind of browsing through the internet, found an influencer named Pace Morby. Super cool guy. But I kind of got into creative financing through him, and eventually just kind of networked with all of these people to kind of build like lifelong friendships with them and do deals with them. It was a little while before I actually hopped in and closed on a fix and flip, things like that I'm working on. So that was very exciting. Yeah, so I've been at it for a few years now.
Awesome. And what do you feel has been the main key that made the biggest difference in allowing your business to be able to grow and to run smoothly?
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
I would say definitely the network that I've built. Um, they're all some pretty exciting people. There's a few more I could think of, but really kind of going into it arm in arm with partners and things like that has really been helpful. And using certain softwares and things like that that I think are going to be, you know, um, it costs a little bit of money, but I can get like real estate leads like instantly before, buying some scrape data from a VA or anything like that. Now I feel like I'm just kind of getting above and beyond, where someone would normally start.
Yeah. And what have been some of the main obstacles and challenges that you've experienced?
Some of the main obstacles definitely, I guess gaining support from people that, you would think would really give it to you. Family, that was a hard life lesson to learn. Friends, so a lot of people, they'll kind of like crap on the idea of whatever you're doing, and then they'll try to steal it. And just trying to convey what entrepreneurism is to W-2 workers, um, that can be a bit challenging. And, laws such as wholesaling, things like that, you can't like advertise it without being a licensed realtor to the masses. So, there's a few ways around that. Um, yeah, just your day-to-day business challenges though, for sure.
Yeah. And why specifically is like the foreclosures the area of support that you chose?
So we definitely want to keep people from going homeless because, I think a big part of homelessness is the housing crisis. There's enough homes for enough people out there. So our big leg up in the industry is helping people basically keep their home. I grew up poor and stuff, so I kind of understand like how it is to kind of bounce around places, stuff like that. So yeah, being able to help people without sharking them, that's like a huge thing for me.
Yeah. Can you share maybe some examples of how you've helped people through that?
So we had some foreclosures or pre-foreclosures, and we essentially were able to reach out to them and be like, okay, hey, through subject to hybrid seller finance, like if we can offer you a little bit less money than you're kind of looking for, we can definitely take over the mortgage, or you can be the bank. That's certainly been a huge help to keep people in their houses longer, um, without like any of us really gaining a bad reputation because we're such a close network together. Um, so that's been a pretty helpful thing to do.
Cool. And what are you most focused on solving or scaling to next?
Definitely trying to build my war chest in order to become a little bit more professional, filing the C corp, the holding corp, investing into a real estate agency that would hold that real estate corp, have definitely have money for business cards and things like that. Um, and also a really cool thing is I auditioned for a reality show in Miami that they're actually flying me out there next month for like a red carpet thing. Gonna gain some training from the CEO, all that fun stuff. So that will be really cool to kind of make it a little bit more, kind of become famous, make some more money, make some more constant friends, things like that.
Yeah. And as far as your career in real estate, what are you excited for in this coming year?
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
So I feel like last year was such a bad year for me. Uh, was engaged to this girl that ended up kind of cheating on me and stuff like that. And, she was kind of, she could get a little bit physical and things like that, kind of beat me up and stuff. And so I was practicing for boxing and things like that. And I think when I practiced, this guy hit me so hard, it like gave me a brain bleed. And, wasn't sure how that was going to go with the reality show in Miami or anything like that. But our plan was to buy a house, bring her kids in. We were planning on having a baby, stuff like that. And then it just kind of, I kept her around because she was like sort of homeless after we broke up. But that made me kind of focus on this year of being like one of the best years I can make it just based on how I operate and do things. So that's been a huge help. Like I've been noticing just certain things in a row that are just already forgot about 2025.
Yeah. Um, and as far as like the real estate stuff, is there something that you want to focus on this year?
Definitely to make $1 million by the end of the year. So I have a partner and we bring in transactional lenders, multiple investors, things like that. We're going to buy like a 10 to $50 million house or something. Um, and basically, we've worked it out that we're going to refinance it and kind of um, out of that, we'll be able to pay the sellers back with like 1 million down and pay all of the investors right away. And then being a part of the team, I'll get 50% of that deal. So whatever the math is on that, that'll be pretty exciting. Um, just to continue to help people, things like that, and just to get better at my job and to, I've built a wholesale team, a TC team, um, with my GC license and stuff. I'm going to kind of set up a new construction type team to do new construction and things like that. All very exciting stuff.
Awesome. Can you expand on those teams that you're building?
So the transactional coordination team, they're great friends of mine. Some of the nicest people in the community. So I'll do like marketing to get them contracts and stuff, and I'll give them like 60% of the marketing. So that's super exciting. Wearing too many hats sometimes kind of makes it a little bit disorganized, but I have a wholesale team as well. Um, Same thing. So with my software that I paid money for, um, I can definitely find all the buyers, all the sellers and lenders and things like that. Um, so that's super fun. Um, Also doing what's called Morby methods, to where we don't put any money down and they actually kind of seller finance us a portion of that. And, those are usually $1 million properties, things like that. So yeah, there's just a lot of money to be made in real estate, I think, and with it's kind of just sitting back and learning and networking and just trying to basically over understand. I wasn't able to get much done, but I think 2026 is the year that I'm trying to get my hands dirty, get contracts out there, get houses signed. Bring everyone together to have similar goals.
Awesome. When you say bring people together, does that mean like growing your team or what does that look like for you?
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Yes, growing my team, but also exciting new people in my networks, like the Pace Morby network, getting them kind of I'm trying to be an educator instead of just kind of educating. So whatever gets them excited to kind of go out and, I kind of give them doors to walk through and to watch them walk through it and actually like, well, hey, real estate isn't such a bad investment property to really make a living at and to, I think investing can be fun if you make it fun for sure.
Yeah, what's the funnest part for you?
I would say that, I kind of work like 7 days a week, which is fine because, Alex Hormozy said that the rest of the world is outworking you by working 7 days a week, no weekends. That's totally cool with me. So to be able to work really hard is I don't know, it's almost like an addiction, always to find a bigger and better deal when you wake up and you go out there, and usually the day starts with a sort of plan, but I'll be hopping on calls with people from Zoom groups and things like that. And, in 15 minutes, we become friends and they're like, hey, I've got this, and this deal that could help what you're working on. And I'm like, that just gets me so excited.
Awesome. Is there anything specifically that you're looking out for or wanting to get more educated on this year?
Probably becoming a lender, I think, is the ultimate goal for every real estate investor eventually. Um, that way I'm more it feels more of an investment than me kind of running around trying to do this and that. Like I'll have known that I've already made a few $1 million that I can lend out to new people. Um, Maybe take a little bit more of a riskier type of plan of action with it. Um, so basically, we avoid using banks and we use private money, hard money, all those kind of lenders and things like that. It just cuts down on time, and I don't know. I feel like I'm building and adding to like a new way of doing real estate this way.
What can you expand on how you're doing it in a new way?
Um, I would say everybody has been kind of a bit brainwashed into thinking like, okay, they need to buy a house. They got to use a bank. They got to use a realtor. I have no problem with those things. I just don't think it's economically smart, in my opinion. But doing this without the traditional methods of gaining money to do real estate, I think that opens up a lot. Like you don't need a credit score, you don't need a job, you don't need this and that to get into real estate. Um, so even maybe doing a bunch of Airbnbs and things like that could be cool. Or I mean, there's just so many options in real estate that I didn't discover that makes it so different from other investing vehicles you could drive, like stocks or anything else. Yeah, that's pretty much it on that one.
Awesome. And how are you building your network?
So I will go to um I'll find Facebook groups and stuff like that on Facebook, and anything to do with just networking. Their big thing is we all do business, right? But like, let's all connect here to learn about each other, to become friends, learn about each other's lives, things like that. That's been a huge one. Sometimes they'll have Zoom calls where they all post their phone number and the state and what they do. And the guys are like, hey, go ahead and, trade numbers with other guys, girls trade numbers with other girls, things like that. And then we'll just call each other up, honestly. Like some of us are kind of not very good at talking on the phone. But yeah, that's been a great way that I've been lately networking, and it's been a little bit difficult with trying to do so many things at once because people have Zooms at the same hours and things like that. So I'm like constantly on my phone being like, hey man, I screwed up. Like I can't make this one. Um, But yeah, it's been pretty excellent, you know. I think I went from making like $18 an hour or something, working as an assistant manager at PetSmart, and it's an all right place to work, to really stick with entrepreneurism and using investing instead of trying to be a CEO of something. I think that's really where things definitely change.
Definitely. Awesome. So before we wrap up here, if someone wants to reach out, connect, learn more, where can people find you and connect with you?
My primary source is Facebook. My email is catearsenterprises@gmail.com. My phone number is 502-821-2333. Yeah, that's pretty much it there.
Perfect. Well, appreciate your time and your story. Thank you for being
All
here.
right, thank you so much. I had a great time. Thank you.
Of course. And for the listeners tuning in, if you got value, make sure that you've subscribed. We have more conversations with operators like Dakota who are building real businesses, and we'll see you on our next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.